Good evening, everyone! Good evening, and welcome to the drawing stream. Hi! So as you can see, I'm gonna be drawing a Korone today. Well, not so much drawing, I'm gonna be more like coloring her in and stuff, and we'll be getting through this drawing today. So hello, and thank you for coming along to my stream. So, without further ado, why don't we begin? Yeah, I've been really eager to color this in because I'm really pleased with how the line art came out. So we're gonna go from there. Yeah. All right, let me pull out my layers tab, and we'll go from there. So first things first, I'll be working on her hair, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So, how's all your Saturdays been? How's all your Saturdays been? I'd say that, it's been kind of, for me personally, my Saturday's been kind of, it's been kind of, low-key, kind of chill and stuff. Just working on a variety of, school-related projects, like, I'm continuing to, model my 3D model for my, 3D final, and, there's that. I'm also, I did a little bit of illustration, a little bit of singing practice and stuff, because now I'm practicing staging my opera piece for, I've been staging my piece for, my opera group now for video recording in a couple of weeks, so I'm starting to learn the choreography for it now. It's pretty simple stuff, so I don't think it'll take long for me to do. But, yeah. And I think apart from that, I don't think I've really been, doing much else. Today's, given that it's kind of a long weekend and all that, it's been kind of, kind of low-key, in all honesty. Everything's been kind of low-key, and I expect Sunday to be similar, We got a special super lockdown today. Literally no one can go out, so it's actually very chill. Wow, that sounds, like, super intense. I can, like, when, I mean, lockdown's been kind of intense and draining in general, but when these kind of special super lockdowns are announced and stuff, I can only imagine how kind of weird they must feel. Like, my family has been kind of going through a special super, lockdown right now, and it's been kind of, putting a, toll on them, I guess. Just because it's, like, super exhausting, I suppose. I think I'm gonna need to pull up a reference of Korone, because I need to figure out where all her colors go. So let me just quickly find a something on the Hololive wiki or something like that. Let me come on. Hold on. Let me just see if I can put, like, a smaller tab here. Why does it go big? I don't want that. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look up some, an image of, Hololive Wiki. So I can find a reference for her. Yeah. Personally, I have been struggling to focus and get into routine lately. Just the eternal struggle against ADHD-like symptoms. Yeah, I can imagine. I think a good way of getting into routine is to, like, create... I mean, I don't know how much this will help for ADHD-like symptoms, but I think a good way of getting into a routine is to create a checklist for yourself and to kind of tell yourself, these are the tasks I need to get done by the end of the day. And, like, stuff like that. Yeah. Let me find the, Korone drawing. Where is she? Hololive Gamers. There she is. There's Korone. Good wallpaper. Thank you. I commissioned it from another artist, from an artist I really liked called Anatolo Howard a while ago. And I was just like, she was doing a commission stream, and I was like, it wouldn't be cool if, like, she, like, drew my, if she drew Mado, drew me. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna commission her to draw Mado. And that's where we are right now. That's why I have the wallpaper I have today. I still really love it. It's really cool. Let me see. Subview. I was working on another Mado piece, a turnaround, so It seems to only be able to take in photos from. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna import something from my photo library. There we go. That's the trick. There you go. Yay, we got it to work. So I'm gonna take away the subview now. And, yeah. Can't stick around today, Mado, but I wanted to send you my best wishes. Thank you, Ori. Thank you for coming along and just, you know, saying hello anyways. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so coming back to what I was saying earlier about making checklists and stuff, I find that, you know, ever since I decided to, you know, start doing checklists start making checklists for all my work and stuff, for everything I have to get done, I found that, you know, I've gotten a lot of work done very quickly, and it's just been really pleasant to see, you know, it all go away, all that work go away so quickly. So my weekends are fairly light and fairly stress-free as a result, which I appreciate, just because, like, I think keeping a checklist has incentivized me to stay on top of everything. So yeah, that's why I do it, and I think just doing that alone will really help. Yeah, it's good for just, you know, the feeling of just not having much work to do is really nice, and so, you know, just doing more stuff in advance is really the best way to go about things. Yeah. I don't know if this advice will work to everyone, because everyone has a different ways of, like, organizing themselves and of, you know, doing their work and stuff, but that's just kind of my way of doing things. Do I use any app to make my lists? No, I actually handwrite them. I have a little book, a little to-do list book that I handwrite, and it just feels satisfying to, like, just write, like, just check off that list physically and stuff, rather than doing it on a digital list. I find that when I do it on a digital list, I can never keep track of what I want to do for long, so that's generally why I go for digital. I mean, that's why I go for a physical list versus a digital one. So if you're finding you're having trouble with, like, the digital lists you're currently using, I'd suggest, like, getting, like, a cheap notebook or something, and then just creating a list in that and going from there, because I feel like that might help. That might help with keeping up a list. So, yeah, I think the other big thing I could say is that, as I mentioned on my Friday stream, on my talk stream, you know, Cookie Run Kingdom has really been taking up a lot of my time. It's a really great, as I said before, it's a really great time killer. It's a really great, time waster, and, you know, I just love seeing my little cookies kind of, have their kingdom expand and, stuff like that. It's really nice to see. It's really nice to see. Huh. It's really nice. I need to go back to the rhythm for my classes. Yeah, no, getting back into a rhythm for classes is definitely something that takes a little while to get used to and stuff. Like, I remember during the first couple of weeks of this semester, I was just trying to get used to my whole schedule again, just everything again. And so it was, how do I put it? And so it was a little bit difficult at first to just get used to those things, to become, you know, acquainted with my classes, become acquainted with my school layout again. But once I got into the rhythm, you know, like I am right now, I think I'm dealing with it okay. Yeah. Sorry for the slight pause, by the way. My thing disconnected, my screen disconnected, so I'm gonna have to hold on. I need to physically connect my iPad now. I was trying to do it wirelessly to make things a little easier for me, movement-wise, but Now it's not doing that. Now it's not cooperating. And so now I have to wait for my iPad Pro to connect to my computer. Because right now it's not. Come on. Shh. Alright. And we should be back in action soon. Yeah. Come on. Here we go. Yay. Let me scroll back and do it again. There we go. We got Korone again. There we go. So we're back in action. Yay. Am I mentally prepared for tomorrow's playthrough of the G route in Undertale? Honestly, I'm not sure. I've actually been thinking about it a lot over the past couple of days. I've been thinking about it over the past couple of days, and it's a weird feeling because on one hand, I'm really excited about it because how do I put it? I want to, it's my first time doing any of this. It's my first time doing any sort of no mercy route, no mercy route playthrough or something like that. And so So I'm excited about the new content that I'm going to encounter, but at the same time, I'm kind of anxious too, because it's my first time doing this. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't think I'm going to, I don't think it's going to, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel like killing off, doing this kind of very irreversible thing in the game, this kind of irreversible action. So I'm not sure how comfortable I'm going to end being with that. And I think after the Sans fight, there's a very good chance I might restart the entire game before I get to the final conclusion, because I really don't want to taint my future pacifist playthroughs with, the stuff that happens should you complete a pacifist route after doing a no mercy route. Kind of worried about that, really. And it's also just, I wonder how it's going to affect me emotionally too, because, up till now, I've really only experienced the pacifist route with all the characters. I've been, with the characters, these characters have come to really grow to know and love and stuff, so, yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, I am keen. I do want to do it. I do want to do it at the end of the day. I don't think it will upset me to the point where I'm going to be scarred with it for life or anything like that. But, I think there's a very real chance that after I finish the Sans fight, I'll, if I finish the Sans fight, I'll probably just restart the game instead of continuing to the final conclusion. Because I don't think I could go through with tainting my future pacifist playthroughs if I do it again. Yeah. So that's, I think, my game plan. I'm going to do it, but I'm probably not going to do a complete route. I think I'm mainly just doing it so that I can see what the fight against Undyne and Sans is like, and just experience those, and experience the differences in the No Mercy route compared to the pacifist route. That's really what I'm here for. Now I've just realized I've drawn Korone's shoes incorrectly, so I'm gonna probably have to edit over those a little bit later. Fun, fun, fun! There are a couple of other missing details too, so I'm probably gonna have to deal with those as well once I get to them. But we'll get there when we get there, I think. Makes sense. I was never much into being evil in games, but in Undertale, the best fights are locked to that route. Yeah, I think that's part of the appeal of the No Mercy route, honestly, and it's kind of a good incentive for people to want to try it out, in spite of the really upsetting and sad stuff that happens within it. Because, yeah, the best fights in the game are locked behind that route, so if you want to get to it, then, you have to go through all of that to get to said fights, and the game will also call you out for that as well, for that kind of determination to, for lack of a better term, that kind of determination to 100% the game, to see what there is all to offer. The game interrogates that a lot, and interrogates, like, the whole concept of 100%ing and whatnot, and doing the immoral things just to get the full experience of the game. I find it interesting that the game directly interrogates that line of thinking. That's, I think, one of Undertale's greatest strengths. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the storytelling will change once I get there. Yeah. Let me see. Korone's silver, little color loop. Need to color that in. Let me just, get a good color. And 1, 2, 1, 2. I remember in the past, my friend did up till the sand fight and then restarted. I forget if that works or not. Actually, it does work. It does work. I know that, in the case of, I think in the case of, like, I know some people who, like, did the sands fight and then were like, I'm not going to, go to the very end and stuff. I'm going to restart the game. And then, they, so they kind of managed to escape kind of the repercussions for, doing a No Mercy route. So, yeah, I think that's if you want to experience No Mercy route, but you don't want to feel like the full repercussions of completing it 100%, then that would probably be the best course of action for me, probably when I get to it tomorrow. Yeah. There's a lot of games which I've never completed because it required me to do something mean. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, off of the top of my head, I'm trying to think of other games besides Undertale that, also have shades of this as well. I'm trying to remember, but I can't think of any. I can't think of any in particular right now, but generally speaking, yeah, I can see myself as that sort of person as well. Like, I don't think I'd want to do the mean options in a video game unless it was not a very interesting video game and I was just trying to 100% it for the sake of 100%ing. Yeah. Let me turn off this layer, and I'm gonna go and work on the bones now. Little bone hair clips. So, a little fun trick you can do in Clip Studio Paint is, you paint out, the blobs. You paint out the blobs and stuff for your brush, like so. So you do that. And then you go here, you click this, you click, the border, you include the border right here, you make it the same color as your line work, and boom, you got instant lines. The one thing is, you might need to tweak it a bit, hold on, so you gotta, yeah, tweak it like so. And you've got instant lines, so it's helpful, like, if you want to draw, like, miniature clips, or, like, miniature clips, or laces, or stuff like that. It just, or even hair and stuff, if you're really up for that. Just makes drawing that a lot easier. And I'm probably gonna do the same here too. Hold on. For Korone's shoe lips. That's what they're called, yeah. Shoe lips. Pick up color from layer. Why isn't it picking up the color? There you go. There you go. So what you need to do is I need to get my layer right here. I do this. Oops. I go right here. And I got some instant line art. Yay! Telltale Games makes you do bad things constantly. Yeah, I heard that their games had a tendency to do that for better or worse. I've heard. I've never actually played any of their games, but I've definitely heard about their reputation and stuff. It's also why I can't play Monster Hunter. It just makes me sad. Wait, Monster Hunter specifically? I thought the monsters were like specifically terrorizing the like the village you were like living in or something like that. What's up with that? What's up? I've never played Monster Hunter, and I'm kind of interested in playing Rise, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. Oops. Let me see, one more thing. Gotta add this little tab here. And here. Yeah, when you hit them, they limp away and screech, and sometimes you see their children around their mom. Something like that. Oh. Yeah, I can definitely see why that would be distressing for some people. I can definitely see why that would be the case. Like, harming an animal and stuff can definitely hit hard for people who've worked with animals closely, even if they are, like, you know, kind of terrorizing your village or whatever. Just seeing them realizing that they have families and they have, like, they have young that they're raising too, kind of hits. Yeah. They're very realistic animals sometimes. Yeah. I can definitely see why some people would probably not want to play Monhun over that. Yeah. I think, you know, with the context of the game, I probably wouldn't mind playing Monhun, but knowing about that, I probably would be a bit sadder about having to kill them, even if they were, you know, kind of terrorizing my village, my character's village, or whatnot. Yeah. Alright, what else do we need to do? Yeah, I think we're good on the line art now. Let me put Korone... wait. Hold on. Wait. I think I could sneak in a little more, one more thing. Hold on. Put something here. And I'm gonna take this color right here. And here. And yeah, I think we're golden. Actually, I might change the color of this pillow too. Let me just merge all these layers down first. And I'll go from there. So I'm gonna make this pillow blue just to contrast with Korone's shoes and dress a little more. I think that'll be better. Mado, the pink laces. There's a color error. Wait, what do you mean there's a color error? Huh. Hold on. Let me, Oh, the feed froze again. Right, let me just wait for my iPad to connect with my computer again. Sorry this happens so much, like, you know... I have a bigger screen tablet here, but the problem is that I can't really put it up on my desk and use it properly because my desk space is really small. So, So I can't really just put it up there, because if I do, it will just be really difficult to deal with. I mean, I could try and see how that goes, but I'm not sure how you know, how the results will fare. Let me see. Is that better? Hold on. Let me just pull it up again. I'm gonna move it to the side. Yeah, we got it. Yay. Oh, coloring mistake. Right, there's the lace coloring mistake. Thank you. Right. So, now we are definitely Gucci. We are definitely good. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say my setup is bad. Like, my computer is really good for, my computer's really good for just doing, like, color work and stuff for, like, I mean, not color work. It's really good for, like, dealing with schoolwork and stuff. It's pretty, you know, pretty fast and pretty reliable in that regard, but it's just, I don't know, it's not the best, you know, as you've probably noticed by now, it's not the best computer for streaming. It's not the most superb computer for streaming, which is why I can only host like an hour and a half streams at max. Because like my computer, as everyone knows by now, my computer runs out of battery when after that amount of time, it runs out of battery very quickly, instead of just like kind of, let me just deselect, and it's a bit frustrating, because I see, you know, I want to play games for longer, I want to stream artwork for longer, but it's, you know, it's kind of impossible when my computer runs out of battery in such a short amount of time, you know? But there's not much I can do. I just keep on working. I keep on moving forward. Yeah. Streaming is very demanding on a computer in general. It involves just like sending a live feed over to, you know, an audience in real time. And for it to have like a good quality, both sound and visuals wise, it's going to require quite a lot of digital. It's going to require a lot of memory and stuff like that, and energy from your computer. So, yeah. Look at those doggo teeth. Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed drawing them. Thank you for noticing. I'm really happy you like the way I drew them. Let me see. What else? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this before. Mentioned this on the Friday stream, but I heard that the HoloLive auditions, the English auditions for the next generation, they closed yesterday. So I'm interested to see, like, who they're gonna pick for, who they're gonna pick for, next time. Perfect for munching UVs. Yes. UV! Thanks for coming along and watching my art stream, by the way. I really appreciate it. But, how do I put this? But yeah, the HoloLive auditions ended yesterday, so I'm interested to see, like, what's gonna be happening over the next couple of months and stuff. Like, who are they gonna announce as the V-Singer? Who are they gonna announce as Gen 2? They got a lot of, really great potential talents to choose from. Yeah. Yeah. They'll be contacted in April at the latest. That's what I heard. Like, there's this, like, they're over kind of the end of this month, and the next will be, there's gonna be a lot of people, there's gonna be a lot of hearings about whether they got into the audition, the next round, the interview stage, or not. So I'm hoping that too, like, I'm wishing the best of luck to everyone who applied. Yeah. Preparation will probably take around 3 months, I'm guessing. Yeah, I figured that would be the case. I think for the first generation of Halloween, the first generation, they were scouted, I think. They applied back in April 2020. And then they heard in May. and then took June, July, August for them to prepare themselves. And then after that, they debuted in September, and, you know, the rest is history, really. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it, you know, did take 3 months for each member to prepare. I wonder who they picked as the V-singer, too. You know, I'd be interested to see who they ended up choosing. Yeah. Also, Niji Sanji announced their EN branch auditions are complete some time ago, and coincidentally, there have been a lot of graduations recently. Yeah, I noticed too. I saw some pretty big indie VTubers announce, like, hey, I'm graduating. Hey, I'm, you know, I'm moving on and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, so they probably, you know, probably about now, they've gotten the acceptance letter into Niji, and they're probably going to be introduced as part of Niji's EN branch. So I'll be looking forward to seeing, you know, what these, what their new lives, their new incarnations will be. Be pretty cool to see. Yeah. Imagine Gura and Mori being senpais. I mean, technically they already are, aren't they? Like, they have the Indonesian generation with Ollie and Pavolia and Rain and Anya. Those three are their kohais. Those three are their kohais. So, you know, the Halloween are already senpais, but it is definitely gonna feel like, you know, it's definitely gonna feel even weirder to, you know, see them with the next generation of EN, and that's when it'll really hit home that, like, you know, Halloween's getting bigger and there's gonna be more people added to their family. Yeah. I remember the days when Gen 4 of Hollow JP was the newest generation, and there was, you know, or when Gen 5 of Hollow JP was the newest generation too. Those are, you know, it's amazing how time flies, and, you know, stuff like that. Now they're pretty well established in the VTuber scene. One. It'll be nice to see some competition for Hololive. I like shoujo, but they're too steeped in Twitch culture, which is not my thing. Yeah, no, I'd like to see even more VTuber groups step up to, like, English VTuber groups kind of step up to the challenge of becoming, like, the next Hololive or something like that. I mean, VShoujo, as you said, is probably the closest thing we have over here in the West, but as you said, they have very distinctly their own brand of entertainment, and they are pretty all steeped in Twitch culture. I love them, I really love them a lot, but they are a very different they are a very different kind of flavor of VTuber group to Hololive and Niji Sanji and stuff like that. Yeah. I think, you know, I mean, there's some smaller agencies and circles that I have heard, you know, are doing quite well. Like, there's Atelier Live, which isn't a VTuber agency, but a kind of circle of friends, and that one has quite a few well-known indie VTubers in the circle. There's stuff like Tsunderia, and I think there's Prism Project as well, I think. They just announced, like, two English VTubers, one who's like two VTubers, one who's like one who's like a robotic angel, and the other one who's like a little devil who's drawn by the same artist, Shiro Mashiro, I think. The same artist as Gargura. So they're bound to get a lot of attention, I think, those two. And they've been building their hype up a lot. Yeah. It's definitely an interesting new foray into entertainment. That's definitely what that's definitely what I think for sure. So I'm excited to see where the VTuber world will go next. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting times. Interesting times. Let me see. I'm gonna go and fix her sneaker here. I think now we're about ready to get onto we're now getting into shading. Oh, is the one who left, like, the one you're talking about, Kamiko Kana, by any chance? Kamiko Kana? Because she's, like, you know, she's now an indie VTuber. She's one of the other few virtual YouTubers who's drawn by Mashiro and stuff. So she definitely has a reputation about her as well. Kamiko Kana. Yeah. I've also seen a lot of Japanese VTubers whose gimmick is speaking Spanish and stuff. Yeah, I've started seeing VTubers where they have like gimmicks of about like speaking certain languages and stuff. Not just like Spanish, but I've seen ones who speak like Tagalog. There are quite a few Filipino VTubers that I've seen around, which is pretty cool. There's what else? Who else? There's, I mean, I haven't seen any French VTubers around or Russian VTubers, but wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they came about or something like that. That would be pretty cool. I mean, with German VTubers, we've got the likes of Mokka Liebeskind and, of course, Kiara Takanashi. And I've seen a few other ones, too, but those are the two big ones, I think, to me. Mokka and Kiara. I'm curious about male VTubers. I haven't watched much, but I want to know what the situation is over there. Well, as far as I'm aware, VTubers right now are a market that are generally dominated by female VTubers. But with that said, you know, you've got some pretty I think Niji Sanji is really good with, like, having very popular very popular male VTubers and stuff, so they have that. And the Hollow Stars, as of late, have been getting a lot of traction as well. Like, lately, I think Rika got his 3D debut, and he had a collaboration song with Mori Calliope. So, you know, I feel like male VTubers are starting to take off a lot as well. So, yeah. I feel like, you know, in terms of, like, groups themselves, Hollow Stars is probably the most established male VTuber group. But in terms of, like, the most successful male VTubers, you're probably going to want to look at Niji Sanji instead, because Niji Sanji has some really has some of the most prolific male VTubers in the entire market. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, you know, yeah. There are more and more male VTubers coming out each day, too. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, I heard about Roberu's 3D as well. I saw a bit of it. It was really funny and goofy, and I love it. And I loved it a lot. Yeah. His 3D debut was, like, really a landmark thing, though, because it's the first time, I think, any Hollow Stars member was being seriously given the 3D treatment. So I'm glad I'm starting to see that with, like, the other Hollow Stars members as well. And, you know, there's other big friendships forming between the Hololive members and the Hollow Stars members, like between Ollie and Astel and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like, you know, they're developing bonds with each other, they're developing camaraderie with each other. Is just really exciting to see, and I hope to see even more of that in the future. I like that a lot, because I really liked seeing it in Niji Sanji, so I hope that continues to be the case for Hololive as well. It's a good trend. It's a really good trend. Yeah, I mentioned that before. I mentioned that Rika had 3D had a 3D debut, and that was where he did his collaboration song with Callie. That was where he and her announced their collab together, and they you know, kind of performed, and he performed live there, which was really nice. He's really talented. I love his design. Fubuki and Oka have collaborated before, which is cool. Yeah, I agree. I think that's really cool as well. I think, yeah. And I mean, there's all Roberu's streams too. You know, he's collaborated with Fubuki too, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Yeah. Just realized that there's a tiny coloring mistake here, so I have to go fix that. Oh, there you go. Oh dear. Seems to have cut off connection again, so I'm gonna have to hear this once more. Thanks for coming along to the stream, and don't worry, you're not late. I'm still working on this piece quite a bit. I've still got a fair ways to go with it. So I'm not super worried. Let me just pull this off. Ooh. Here we go. Yeah. I usually follow VTubers based on their designs or the games they play. Male VTubers tend to be less outlandish, ironically. Yeah, generally, that's kind of what I've noticed too. They tend to generally be less, kind of in terms of personality and presence and stuff. They generally tend to have less over-the-top personalities or designs and stuff like that. And I think part of that is because male VTubers are currently, you know, less popular than female VTubers. So, like, female VTubers feel like kind of more of... I feel like there's kind of a underlying feeling with female VTubers of, like, needing to outcompete with each other or needing to stand out from one another and stuff. And so... you know, that's why you see some of them with outlandish quirks or outlandish gimmicks or stuff like that, because they have to find a way of standing out and cultivating their own fan base and stuff. Whereas with male VTubers, there's less of that. So I feel like there's less of a need to be so outlandish. Yeah. How have I been? Haven't dropped in since Undertale. I've been doing well. Things have been going well with me. You know, I've been kind of just having a very chill, long weekend. And, you know, I've been getting a lot of work done. Just chilling. Just moving along. As usual. So, not really much more to say than that, I suppose. Yeah. Just kind of chill all around. Chill. Yeah. Let me just color in right here. So I'm putting some shade right here. Yeah. Certainly, I usually check out someone if they're playing a game I'm interested in or if they have a cool model. Honestly, same too. Like when I go onto the virtual YouTubers Reddit to check out like what's happening on the indie scene, you know, generally speaking, I try to upvote like character designs or, you know, interesting VTubers that catch, that like have a cool appeal or something like that. Like VTubers we don't often get to see so far in the, VTubers we don't often get to see in the, in the world of VTubing so far. So I try to upvote them more when I can, just so that they can get a little more of a boost for their work, and so that more people can pay attention to them and the work that they're doing. Yeah. Have you seen Korone and Marine's duet of UFO by Pink Lady? I have not. I mean, I've heard the song before. Ironically, though, I only heard of it like in while reading Blackjack by Osamu Tezuka. There's like a bit where Pinoko, Blackjack's like little assistant and stuff, sings UFO, like sings a little bit of UFO. So I should definitely check that out. I bet it's really cute. I bet it's really cute. Blackjack's such a good manga. More people should read it. If you like good medical drama, if you get like medical drama manga, then it's definitely like the number one I'd recommend. Like it's just very compelling. I like it. I like Blackjack a lot. It's a very good episodic series. Once I do some more drawing and other things, I'm gonna start conceptualizing a VTuber design. Yeah, no, please do. Please do. I think, you know, as a word of advice before you like start VTubing seriously and stuff, is that you gotta definitely do a lot of... I think if you wanna make your own model and stuff, because, you know, getting a model can be quite expensive, even though, like, it's generally worth it. It can be quite expensive if you're not the one, you know, making it. I think the best thing to go would be to use, like, learn how to navigate your way around VTube Studio and stuff, because VTube Studio is, like, very accessible. It's a free tool for, like, creating 3D character models, and you can use those models. You can really highly customize those 3D models as you would with, like, a painting program. And yeah, I mean, you can generally tell when someone is using a VTube Studio model while live streaming, but if you know how to, like, edit it well enough, if you know the ins and outs of the program, then you can make a really, really stunning looking model, and you'll definitely get attention and stuff. So I wish you luck on that journey if you're seriously considering it. Being a VTuber is a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding and fun and stuff too. Yeah. I tend to go to bilingual VTubers, or those that are doing learning foreign languages. Yeah, no, I definitely think, like, VTubers who are multilingual definitely have their, definitely have appeal. Part of the reason I like, say, Kiara Takanashi a lot, why I like Takanashi Kiara a lot as a virtual YouTuber, is because her grasp on Japanese is really phenomenal, and she has a really good grasp of both English and, I mean, German is her mother tongue, but she has a really good grasp on English too. So, like, seeing her being able to command those languages so well, and, be like the main Hollow EN member to really connect with the rest of Hollow JP, makes her really special in my books, and that's probably why she's my Oshi, why I like her the most out of all of the Hololive members. Because as a fellow, multiple language speaker, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the reason you should study, like, multiple languages, to connect with people from across the world. Yay! It's really nice. I love her a lot. We don't deserve Kiara. She's so good. Hello, Ghost Boy. Thanks for coming along to my stream. Hi! Yay! Also, I see someone citing Korone's legendary water in the fire! Why? I don't understand. That Mario stream is legendary. I love it so much. It's so funny. Korone is just a really good entertainer in general. I have massive respect for her. She's so cool. And I love how she, like, doesn't decide to usually play, how she doesn't play, like, a lot of, modern games, so she goes for more, like, retro and indie games. I vibe with that a lot. So, I really like her kind of offbeat, offbeat kind of quirky taste in everything, really. I like that a lot. And I think it's really definitely made me see why she's so popular with people. She's definitely like, she's definitely like one of the, a favorite of many, many people for a reason. She's so cool. I love Korone. Yeah. Korone is a retro gamer. Big respect. Yeah. Yeah, I do really like a lot of retro games, so a lot of retro game aesthetics and stuff, so I have massive respect for her as well. Yeah. She does remind me a lot of old LPers too, which I think also contributed to her overseas popularity. It's that kind of mixture of nostalgia and stuff, and just being a really cute and fun presence that I think has made her so successful. Yeah. As far as I know, Kiara started learning Japanese in her teens. She said she used to browse forums, and people asked if she knew Japanese. She'd say, of course, and then look up a word, grew from there. Yeah, she also did, like, Nico Nico streams, too, where she'd also do that as well. She was very serious and dedicated about learning Japanese from, a young age, and she really put in the effort to learn language seriously. And it's really paid off. She really has a good grasp of the language. The amount of dedication she has towards learning Japanese is really cool. So, yeah, Kiara is really cool. I love her. I think the other thing I really like about Kiara, too, I mean, you know, the other thing I really like about Kiara too is just like, you know, I kind of want to support her as well, because like she's had a really tough break in life. She's had a really tough time just like getting around and trying to, she very nearly gave up on her dream of creating music and performing as an idol, which is really sad to hear, because she's really talented and very sweet. And so just seeing her being able to live her dream now and find success and happiness as Kiara Takanashi makes me really happy for her. She's super cool. And just she's just a very warm and gentle presence as well. Kiara's so cool. Yeah. What retro games would I play first on stream? Probably retro RPGs. I've been meaning to, you know, one thing I really would like to try is like some of the earlier Dragon Quest entries, like maybe Dragon Quest 6 or something like that. Because I really like playing Dragon Quest 9. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And so I'd be like, well, how about I try some of the earlier games, or maybe other maybe other old RPGs too, like Ys or Golden Sun or Chrono Trigger, something like that. I would really love to play those sorts of story-heavy retro games. Yeah. Dragon Quest V is one of the most well-regarded. Well, I better check it out then. I thought the Dragon Quest series in general was pretty well-regarded. Like, for me personally, Dragon Quest IX is my favorite because of, like, the character customization stuff, but also because I really love the concept of the Celestians. I love the fact that they're, like, angels and stuff, and I love the I like the fantasy Catholicism that goes on in there. Love that flavor of JRPG stuff. And the plot is generally really engrossing too. It's a phenomenal DS game because, like, you know, you can do so much in that game. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to play, like, the earlier Dragon Quest games. In terms of, like, non-Dragon Quest games, though, I would like to play Super Mario World. That's a game I'd really like to play. I like old platformers a lot, old 2D platformers, so I think that would be very much up my alley. Like, I like a lot of the classic Mario platforming games, like Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Galaxy. They're very, very good time sinks, so I think I'd like to play those games, too, sometime. The one issue with me playing Super Mario Galaxy or Odyssey on stream, something like that, is that if I'm going to be streaming for my Switch, it would require me having, like, a capture card, and I don't have a capture card. So, you know, until I get one and stuff, I kind of can't really do anything about that, which is a shame, because I really do want to play those games on stream sometime. Yeah. Super Mario World is really fun. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I look at everyone else playing Super Mario World, and I'm like, yeah, that game looks like it's held up really well. That's a real classic. That's a good one. Right there. Yeah. Ooh. Oops. To fix that, oops, fix that multiply layer right here. Hold on. Oh, right, it's locked. Alpha locked, silly me. Let me put it here, and here. Yay. Is there a puzzle game VTuber? Well, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if there's any who do, like, puzzle games specifically. I guess the closest thing would be, like, Suisse, because she, you know, she's a, like, really, really scarily good, scarily good Tetris player. Suisse would be the closest one, but in terms of, other games, I noticed that VTubers usually play a lot of the games Superliminal, which is a, puzzle game a lot of them have, tried out and really enjoyed. But, you know, I don't know of any that would, like, focus on puzzle games specifically. Yeah. here and put that here. Oh shoot! I've frozen again! Oh no! Also, yeah, my avatar is frozen again. This happens sometimes. It's just kind of a little... It's a little feature of my streams. Feature means bug. Yeah. Let me just pull up the screen one more time. Yeah. I just found out, Platinum Games had virtual YouTubers. 675... have virtual YouTubers. I wonder what other companies have VTubers, and I just didn't notice. Technically speaking, Type Moon has them. Like, when they were advertising Fate Extra Record and stuff, which is like the Fate Extra remake, they had like a Rin Tosaka and Tamamo virtual YouTuber working on the streams and stuff, and like talking about the new content updates that will come with the Fate Extra remake. And then, if you don't mind seeing, like, more saucy, Japanese video game companies, then, Alicesoft, I know, also... Alicesoft also has a virtual, also has a virtual YouTuber, too, which is, like, their little cactus, like, well, not cactus, they're, like, gyroid, like mascot, and they kind of advertise like what's gonna be happening with future games and stuff. Yeah. So there's that, and I think, you know, in the future and stuff, virtual YouTubers that are representing on the big companies' behalfs will become more and more commonplace. Like yeah. I didn't know they were called Hanis, though. That's good to know that they were, like, based off of, Haniwa, statues. Yeah. I mainly only know about them just because, like, they're, you know, because I tend to browse a lot of the, visual novel tag on, VNDB for inspiration for my own visual novels, and sometimes there are works like Evenical and, Dona Dona, and, of course, rants, come up and stuff, and it makes me go, like, wow, so this is how far people have been taking, like, you know, visual novels of the erotic kind. Like, they've been making them into full-fledged RPGs and stuff. That's pretty, you know, yeah. It's you know, it's pretty interesting to see how much their works ooze of, like, style and stuff. And even though I'm not someone who would be a consumer of their games, it's, you know, from a game dev perspective, it's interesting to look at. It's interesting for me to look at. Oh man, I've also played Evenical. That game sure is something. Yep, I can definitely imagine. Yeah. Alicesoft's games in general, from what I've read of the descriptions, are definitely, something. They sure are something. Yeah. I think in terms of, like, visual novels of that kind, though, the only one I've really played through is, Fate Stay Night, and even then I really only played through the Rialto Nua version, because why would you want to put yourself through whatever Fate Stay Night's, you know, it's, why would you want to put yourself through that? Why would you want to put yourself, why would you want to put yourself through that? No, I have, by the way, I have, clicked through, I have seen pretty weird shit on VNTV. The way the, some visual novels that people think of, some of the concepts make me go like, really? You're gonna use the medium of visual novels for, that? Can you be a little more creative or something? Let me see. What color would look best? I don't know. I mean, I kind of like this purple, but, I turn down the saturation a bit and the luminosity a bit down. Yeah, there we go. So there's that. Mm. Alistof's main thing over the years has been rants, though, yeah, but I think Rants 10 was their very final game, and they're not really doing rants anymore. They're trying to, I think they're trying to move on to, like, other projects now, like, I think Dona Dona was one example that, you know, I cited before, but then there are others, like, and stuff like that, but I think, you know, their rant stays are kind of, you know, kind of finished. They're just like, you know, we're not really doing rants anymore. We kind of want to move on to different Erage series now. Yeah. When I see the visual novel tag on Steam, it gives me conniptions. Yeah, same. Like, how many Sakura or Winged Cloud games are you gonna find on there? Those are like, you know, those are like very scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to like visual novel stuff. There's some great stuff as well, like Analog: A Hate Story, I've heard has been very well received, or Valhalla is another one I've heard a lot of positive reception for. So, you know, there are games like that that are, you know, on the visual novel tag, or, you know, anything by Studio Elan, which I really love. They are very good. But at the same time, you have to sift through, like, the weird stuff. You have to sift through, like, the kind of weird, clearly made for a certain audience, visual novels as well. Yeah. It's a ride. You have to really separate the wheat from the chaff there. The same could be said, honestly, for the visual novels itch.io tag, too. Like, it's very, you know... It's very interesting. I played through the demo of Analog: A Hate Story, and I remember really liking it, but I couldn't get past a certain part that involved, like, you know, I think it was like hacking the system of the spaceship. I think it was the Monganghua, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think it was like hacking the central system to access more files that were encrypted within it and stuff, and I could never really get past that. But I think I would be able to get past it now, because at the time, you know, I was like in my mid-teens when I was playing it, and I don't think I ever figured it out. But I think I'll be able to figure it out now. Digital Love Story is another really good one I've heard about too, as well as Don't Take It Personally, Babe, It Just Ain't Your Story. Christine's Loves games are really interesting, and I'm, you know, kind of anticipating her next game, which is apparently like, I think it's like Get in the Car Loser. I think that's a interesting, that I'm interested to see where that one will go, because tonally that one's very different, but with it being a pixel RPG and all. So I'm interested to see where she'll go with that. It'll be pretty cool. Those games in Katawa Shoujo being my first visual novels I ever read really set a weird precedent for me. Yeah, no, actually, it's interesting you bring up Katawa Shoujo, because that's actually another game I kind of fairly recently played through. I think I did everything but Lily's route, because I was kind of saving Lily's route for last, since everyone seemed to really like her route. Hold on. Why can't I see that layer? That's weird. Wah! That's weird. Oh, it's on the multiply layer. Oops. Overlay. So let's go here. Yeah, I'm very surprised that Katawa Shoujo was written by, you know, who was written by too, considering how genuinely respectful it is of topics like a disability. Like, yeah, it's kind of a clunky and old visual novel, but the way it talks about topics like disability and stuff, and the way it handles its mostly disabled cast is really genuine and really kind. And there's a lot of like genuine and very very supportive research through it too. It's a very interesting product, because like I think nowadays you'd be, you know, hard pressed to say it was the best visual novel of all time, because with the visual novel scene kind of rising, the original English language visual novel scene being a rising thing and stuff, you're kind of, you know, it's definitely not the first, well, not the first, it's definitely like a little bit old. It's kind of like of its time in terms of like the aesthetics it uses and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's some things that I, you know, it's still impressive that it exists at all and stuff. Yeah. And you know what I found also really interesting too, like how all the different routes of the game were written, how they were all written by different people, and how you could really tell that was the case. And I think with some, that's why some routes of the game were better than others, especially for like me personally. Like I found some of the routes better than others. I think it's no contest to say that I didn't really like Shizune's route a lot, even though I kind of liked her as a character. But I feel like the strongest route for me so far, since I haven't played Lily's route yet, was Rin's. I really loved Rin as a character, and I cried a lot at, you know, towards the end of her route. She is a really fantastically written character, and her route doesn't, like, give easy answers. It was a really beautifully written route. And I'm glad to see that the writer of her route has moved on to do, you know, original visual novel work with other studios, too. Like, they, I believe they wrote a visual novel with Studio Elan, for Studio Elan's Bell House label called First Snow, and it looks really beautiful. I'm really interested in possibly picking up that visual novel, because their writing for Katawa Shoujo was very good, and, you know, I want to re-experience their writing. It's really beautiful. Rin is a great character in general, too. Like, I connected with her a lot, you know, as someone who kind of processed the world differently and stuff like that. I connected with her a lot, and she, you know, the whole concept about her producing art, not because she so much liked doing it, but because she felt like it was the best way. It was the only way that she could express what was going on inside of her head, and how unconventional she was compared to the rest of the cast, who, you know, I also liked, but Rin just felt like on a completely different level. Rin is, I think, easily my favorite character in Katawa Shoujo. She's really something special. And there's some really stunning moments within her route too, like the bit where she and Hisao, while she's at her studio preparing for her gallery show, or, like, you know, sharing a cigarette and stuff, even though they know that, you know, cigarettes aren't exactly the most healthy thing in the world. Well, that's putting it lightly. But them kind of sharing a cigarette together and just kind of philosophically musing about the world. That was a really beautiful scene. Some really top-notch stuff in that route. I loved it a lot. And I liked also how the root's core message was not about, like, you know, being patronizing to Rin, or, you know, forcing her to do something that she didn't want to do, or forcing her to make herself understandable for Hisao, but, like, but instead just Hisao letting her exist without needing to be understood, but just letting her be Rin. And I think that's why her ended up being my favorite, is that ending message of, like, I don't need to understand you, but I want to be able to support you. You know, I want to support you regardless. I don't need to understand you. That I think was really what made it special for me. Yeah. I think I also really liked playing through, who were the other? Emmy. The other characters were Emmy, Hanako, and, who else? Emmy, Hanako, Rin, Lily, and Emmy, Hanako, Rin, Lily, and Shizune. Right. So I did Emmy's, Hanako's, and, Shizune's route as well. As I mentioned before, I didn't really love Shizune's route. I felt it was just kind of rushed and stuff, which is a shame, because conceptually I would have found Shizune really interesting. But I don't feel like they explored her conflict well enough in the route, which is a shame. I quite liked Emmy's route. You know, she was the first girl. She was the first girl I played the route of in Kadowa Shoujo, and she's just a really fun and boisterous character. Emmy's a lot of fun. She's just, and you know, her desire to and just like how I like her a lot. She's very cute. She's very cute. I like Emmy. And Hanako, I thought I'd like Hanako's route a lot more than I did. There were like some, I felt it was a bit rushed, but I like Hanako a lot as a character. She's very cute. But I do like the overall message of her route too, about like not being patronizing her and saying that she's like someone fragile who needs to be protected and treated like, you know, treated like a pet or an animal or something like that, because she finds it patronizing even though she has like severe social anxiety and stuff. Yeah. Now is the time most companies are jumping into the VTuber wagon. All this new VTubers will probably be gone in like 2 years. I mean, I've definitely seen a lot of people who, you know, kind of just jump onto the VTuber wagon without kind of understanding what kind of work it entails. And, you know, I even wonder if I myself am going to be here in the next year or so. I don't really know. But yeah, I do definitely feel like a lot of people are jumping on without realizing how much work actually entails with being a virtual YouTuber and stuff. And yeah, I also see a lot of like, you know, indie VTuber companies kind of setting up too. And I just worry a lot that a lot of these companies don't really know what it takes to become, you know, successful, let alone sustainable and stuff. I just worry about that stuff. And I worry about the talents who are seeking out work too. Yeah. It's an interesting time for virtual YouTubing. Interesting times are definitely ahead of us. Let me just color in Korone's mouth. Might as well also do socks. I find it sad when I see someone spending big money in stream layouts, models, and stuff only to retire months later. It breaks my heart. Same, honestly. Like, it just makes me feel like, you know, they're, you know, it needs, that's kind of a big part of why I tried to do as much by myself as possible before I debuted, like, 3 months ago or so. Because, you know, I saw, like, the kind of money that was spent by people who had someone else do their model, or had someone else rig their model, or do layouts and stuff, and I was like, you know, if you're planning to do this seriously, you know, you have to, you know, if you're not planning to do this seriously, will this, you know, I'm not sure that that's worth the money you're spending if you're not planning to do this, like, super seriously. You have to be certain that this is what you want to do if you want to spend that much. And that's kind of why, you know, when I see people starting to become when I see people starting out on their VTuber journey or express interest in becoming a virtual YouTuber, that's why I feel like, you know, maybe the best thing to do is to, like, look for a practice model on like Pixabooth or stuff like that, or become a PNG tuber for a bit to practice streaming and practice their streaming personality, streaming persona, stuff like that, or you know, even just create a 3D model in Vroid, or download a common, you know, Creative Commons free-for-all use model in Vroid and go from there. Yeah. VTubers who upgrade their tech and skills didn't waste their time, I think. They took the easy route and just used a generic model to earn money, though. No, I think, you know, I need to clarify a bit. This isn't like a, you know, I want to clarify. It's not like anyone who spends money, I should have clarified. It's not anyone who spends money on their model is bad or whatever. No, you know, if you want to spend, I think that people who spend money on their model, that's fine or whatever. It's just more like, you know, where they're kind of approaching the whole VTuber thing as like kind of just jumping on the bandwagon and trying it out for a few weeks before realizing the amount of work it takes to stream like so frequently and so often for long periods of time. You know, before they realize that, that's what I mean more. Like, it's kind of like counting your chickens before they've hatched, really. Yeah. So what I'm suggesting more is, like, if you're seriously considering it, just try and see if, like, streaming is something you actually want to do, if it's something you want to do for a long period of time. Try and see if it's for you before you start seriously considering, you know, getting a model or stuff like that. Because that way, you know, you'll know whether you can do this long time or not. That's really, I guess, my piece of advice towards new virtual YouTubers. And there are a lot of resources. There's a growing list of resources for people who want to do virtual YouTubing on a budget. It's expanding, like, every day. Like, you know, soon enough, you will be able to become a VTuber for, like, a fairly small price. Like, yeah. Hugh M. Random question, but armpit hair or no armpit hair? Meow. Doesn't really matter either way. I feel like, you know, you know, I don't have a preference for that. I don't really care, honestly. Like, it's not something I try to focus about on the end of the day. It's got a bit of you know, I feel like that's kind of a TMI question. But, you know, at the same time, I feel like, you know, whatever you feel most comfortable with, is best for you, really. If whether you have it or not is really up to you. It's really what you're comfortable with. Yeah. I think some of them spend money thinking they will make it big quick. Then when they realize they have to put a lot of effort, they just give up. Yeah, that's basically the phenomenon I'm talking about. It's really, you know, it's really sad to see. It's really sad. It's really sad to see. That's the phenomenon I'm talking about. I've kind of already seen some extent of it happening. Like, you know, some new VTubers going like, well, why am I not earning big? Why am I not famous now? And it's you know, it's hard to tell them that, you know, well, you need, you know, this stuff isn't just like you become a cute anime girl and just entertain people. It's a lot of work. It's genuinely a lot of work behind the scenes to, like, maintain and retain an audience and stuff. And there's no kind of getting around the fact that it is just a lot of work in general. So, yeah. Can't donate or inherit a character either. I mean, there might have been like one VTuber. There might have been one indie, fairly semi-indie VTuber that I think did this about, like, inheriting like the name and kind of role of a VTuber and stuff. But, you know, of a previous VTuber. But generally speaking, yeah, the VTuber's kind of identity is kind of intrinsically tied with who they are as a person. So, you know, like, look at Kizuna Ai, for example. Like, even though you got the original Kizuna Ai directing all the Kizuna Ais, the fact that, you know, she's technically made up of several people, the Kizuna Ai virtual YouTuber, brought a lot of question things. The plot thickens. Mado-chan, thank you. Second random question. What did you have for dinner yesterday? Second question. I just had macaroni and cheese with some cucumbers and stuff, and then I had a bunch of fruit afterwards. I try to balance out my crappy meals with a lot of fruit and vegetables to stay healthy. It's important to stay healthy. Yeah. I recommend it. I saw some people trying just recoloring the model and trying to sell it. I haven't seen that sort of stuff yet, but I've definitely heard of, like, some more independent VTubers tracing, like, bigger VTubers' avatars and stuff, which is kind of, weird. It's kind of not great. Yeah. So, I mean, I've definitely heard of, like, art theft in the virtual YouTuber community before, which isn't a super great look if you're trying to go indie, if you're trying to be indie. It's better to just get a model that is, free to use, become a PNG tuber, or, even just, use a Vroid model, make a Vroid model. Yeah. A VTuber controlled by many people. It could be interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen, people play around with the idea before. Like, even in, like, live streams and stuff, you sometimes have, like, the, girls, like, control each other's avatars, and, so they behave differently and stuff. So it would be interesting to see, like, a virtual YouTuber where multiple people play the same kind of character. That hasn't been done yet, but, it'd be interesting to see if someone has done that. Yeah, that would be cool. Alright. I think this is where I'll call the, stream here. I think this is where I think this is, where I'll call it here. I think this is where I'll call the, stream here. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this Korone drawing is, coming out, so I'll just workshop her a little bit more, and then I'll probably post her tomorrow. So, thank you for coming along to my stream. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all the interesting questions about, and discussions about virtual YouTubing I had while drawing. I really appreciate it. And wow, a whole 12 of you are here this time. Thank you so much! So I look forward, to, starting my No Mercy route with Undertale tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be, a very interesting time, I think. Let's just hope I don't have too much of a bad time. And I'll see you, tomorrow. Bye-bye!